All right, let me get straight to it on this video. Sports is something that I did. It's not who I was. And I didn't understand that for a long time. I had intertwined the two, and how I performed on the scoreboard of life determined how I was as a person, who I was as a person. And if I did well on the scoreboard, then well, my confidence was up. I felt good enough. If I did do well on the scoreboard, then I didn't feel that great about myself. There was something wrong with me. I was angry. And then, of course, now the next step in life after sports, I'm no longer that thing anymore. So now there's just this big identity crisis going on. However, the process I went through to get out of it included a couple really key steps that I want to share with you through my story. And the easy one is okay, well, maybe not the easiest one, but the first step for me was understanding what am I even excited about? What gets me excited outside of sports? What am I what gets me excited, fired up? What would I do to wake up in the morning and go do? And amongst a myriad of other steps that follow along that thread, one other one that was important to me to get clarity on is what did other people say I did well? Or what did other people say I didn't do well? And one of the things that so in that process, I was working for a company at the time, and I was doing sales, and I was out on a sales presentation. And I've always been someone who can get up and jump on a stage and have a conversation and talk. That's come natural to me, and it's not always been that easy, right? I still get the butterflies. That's kind of the fun thing. That's like stepping on the field for me. Stepping onto a stage in front of a group, I get that same buzz, that same, the butterflies turning, much like I did stepping onto the field. And my whole goal was to pitch this group of about 60 people who were potential buyers on our product. And I'm fired up because I like to be on stage and I know I can deliver messages. I get up there and I deliver, like I deliver. And it's one of those things where I step off the stage and I feel so good. Oh, I gave it my all, and I was vibing with the crowd. I had a line of people lining up to come talk to me after the talk. And in my mind, oh gosh, let me get the pen and paper. Like we're making sales, baby. They all were in line to compliment me on my presentation, how well of a speaker I was, how I really brought great energy, how I really connected with the audience, how thankful they were to have heard my stories and connected with me through this presentation. And thank you so much. And they exited out the door. So again, the old me pops up and says the scoreboard. My goal was to go there to make some sales. I didn't make any sales. This happened over and over again. I would go and just deliver on a presentation based on what made me feel good, and the group felt good. I wasn't selling anything, and so I would look at the scoreboard and feel, what's wrong with me? I'm not very good at selling from the stage, speaking from the stage. So I had to get out of that when I recognized that, hold on a second, success leaves clues. There are people lining up after each one of these presentations to tell me something that they appreciated my conversation. This was the best B2B pre-sales presentation they've ever heard. Those types of things. Of course, there were some holes in there as to, well, I wasn't really giving the call to action or, delivering in a way that would get them entice them to buy. And, of course, some did later down the road. So, but success leaves clues. There was clues there. That's where I had to look back and go, hold on a second. I feel the same excitement like I once did as an athlete. It gives me the same high, like running out on the field. The feedback I get from the marketplace or from the audience is they like the presentation. So there was me looking at myself in the mirror saying, I need to go do that. And that, my friends, launched my speaking career. And it's not like I just said I'm a speaker now and then people hired me. That it does not work that way. It's get in line. There's a lot of people that want to speak, a lot of people that like getting on stages and are phenomenal at doing it. And I had to carve out my niche. And even to this day, to this day is working to carve out my niche where I can be best of service because I know I can deliver a message. I want to deliver in a way that is of service and adds value to people, to groups, to teams, to organizations, in a way that allows them to get what they came for and achieve their results and help inspire and motivate them and give them the tools to perform at a high level. And it's through my stories and through my experiences and in my unique style. I like to bring energy. I like to bring stories. But I wouldn't have really grasped that had I not failed over and over again on these sales presentations. And what I know now is just there's some frameworking, there's some language and different ways in which I can do to deliver a message and get, for example, sales, if indeed that's the goal, to sell from the stage. So that launched my speaking career. It took me saying, hold on, what do people say I do well? What do people say I don't do well? It's easy to just let those things go over our head and not really grasp them and say, oh, there's something there. And if my goal is to grow, my goal is to become the best version of myself, I have to start to accumulate those clues and start to act on them. And that's what I did. I acted on it. And I've been very fortunate to speak to Fortune 500 companies, to uh, FBS Division One schools, teams, athletes, coaches, professional teams, and it's it's no coincidence. I had to do the work. I had to do the work of uncovering who the heck am I, and what do people say I do well, and identifying those clues. And I'm willing to bet if you did it too, you'd find that curiosity. You'd find some some things you aren't even aware of. You're not even thinking about or open to until you start looking back and saying, where am I doing well? It may not be something you're super passionate about, you're excited about, but at least you can get some clues behind what you do well, what feedback you get from coworkers, from family members, from the marketplace, as far as what you do well. And once you hear those things or what you don't do well, take note and act upon those. Does it make sense to you all? So, where are my folks that are if you're looking to figure out who you are and you want that level of consciousness and creativity, just give me a pound in the chat there, or in the comments, because obviously this helps me. Does this help you? I don't know. I'm filming these videos and hoping that this resonates with individuals. If it is, by all means, give me a give me some love in the chat, knowing that this resonates with you, or give me a sense of where you're stuck. If you want to go to the next level, shoot me a private message. Let's connect. I'd love to learn more about what you're working through, and it's an invitation for us to jump on a phone call and see where I can add some support to your journey and your clarity, so you can reach your highest potential and achieve all of your biggest desires and dreams. There you go, my friends. Have a great weekend.